Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Haute Modesty. Well, here I am. I did promise you that I will give you my first impressions of the new Urban Decay Wild West palette. So I did try it on, and I will give you my honest opinion on it. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers and guests, as you can see, I'm already prepped, ready to go. What I did was I used my Anastasia Beverly Hills primer as well as the brow pomade this time. Not the brow wiz like I usually do, but I actually used this pomade. I know I can never catch this on screen right now that well, but I'm going to see if I can. So somebody asked me, can I see the label? So, you know, that way, here you go. I think I've captured it. Okay, that's that. And then before we get going, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do some swatches for you. Even though I'm going to be using the colors of my face, usually I don't swatch when I do that, but I'm not going to be able to use all of these, right? And so let me take out the it does come with the double-ended brush. And this is Urban Decay's most recent drop, and I was really excited about it because it's so aesthetically pleasing. Not only that, this palette is Urban Decay, and this is like Urban Decay and I go way back along with MAC. I mean, there were only two really big companies that had everything you needed, and that was Urban Decay and MAC. And I really, really, really love the quality of the Urban Decay's eyeshadows more than MAC, actually. And I mean, it was always they were Urban Decay, you know, I mean, they were different. They had things that are colorful. They went out of the comfort zone for most people, and they were really out there. And I really liked that in a company. And so, and also they're vegan and cruelty free, which is an added bonus, right? Back when, you know, they were vegan and animal cruelty free, cruelty free, you know, that wasn't a thing back then, you know, it really wasn't. And they were really pioneers in that. And so, I mean, I just want you to look at this again. I mean, this is such a beautiful, beautiful palette. And I was really excited when I saw it. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And the thing is, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was not that crazy about the ultraviolet palette. I did buy it. I rarely use it. I don't know. It's different. It's not the color, because I love purples, but the quality seemed a little bit different. So I'm hoping that the formulas haven't changed and that it didn't translate into this palette, but I will go ahead and let you know that. Okay, we will go ahead and start the swatching from this end. And these are named, okay, Standoff, Spur, Nude, and Hold 'em. And I'm going from here to here. And we will go ahead and swatch these. I'm trying to figure which is the easiest way to do this to go ahead and show you. Okay, and my fingers are kind of tiny, so. And some of these colors are not going to show up on my skin tone because, yeah. And they feel a little chalky, I'm going to be honest. The mattes do, at least. And take a look at my fingers. They kind of look chalky, these three here. So, but let's see. All right, here we go. Okay, here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is, you could barely see it. Here's the third one. And here's the fourth one, which is a lot brighter. So, yep, there you go. Okay, I think I'm in, yep, 1, 2, 3. And the next one is Cowboy Rick, Laredo, Bud, and Rustler, and that is going into this order. Okay, so we'll go ahead and, oops, sorry about that. It's really hard not to show the mirror because I'm trying to show you how these are swatching. They feel a little bit dry. Yeah, they don't feel as creamy as they normally do. And so, but let me show you the swatch here. And I have to be really careful. Okay, here we go. Here, here, and here. Okay, there you go. Alrighty. Okay, do you see it? How they swatch? And, you know, the swatch itself is not, you know, 100% indicator, you know, that of how it's going to look in the eyes and how it's going to react. But like I said, the mattes do feel a little bit chalky. I think I'm running out of room here. So the last four that I will be doing, which is the rest of the four, is Ghost Town, Whiskey, Tex, and Pony Up. And it's in this order here, okay? I think I took it out of order when I swatched it. Sorry about that. Okay, again, like I said, they do feel a little bit chalky. Oh, this one feels really rough. What is that? Okay. Okay, these are some intense colors, though. Let's see. Okay, there you go. This one was actually pretty rough when I swatched it. Okay, so I'm running out of room, so I will go ahead and... I don't want to go on top of the other one. Here we go. 1. I will have to go onto the hands. 2. 3. Ooh. And this is the last one here. Okay, so I'll give you a look here. And okay. There you go. These actually swatched okay. It's still, I mean, it's pretty pigmented because look, they're still like really on my fingers. And so the last four especially seems to be pretty strong. Okay, that was the swatches, and now let's see how this works on the eyes. And I'm really excited to use this, and I'm looking at these colors and okay, where do I go with it? I mean, they're such beautiful colors. But as usual, what I will do is take my biggest fluffy brush, and I will go into a transition, and I think I will go ahead with the Spur is the color for transition right here, Spur. Okay, just to let you know how I like to talk about kick up. There it is. There is barely any kick up, and I did dip in there pretty good, so that's good. You see how much pigment I picked up, and for the amount of pigment I picked up, this is barely any kick up at all. And I do not dust off my brush, so you'll see if you see any brush, any kind of fallout here. I will actually refrain from right under the brow because I do like to put a nice light color there. I'm probably going to put the standoff there because it's got a nice little, very subtle shimmer to it. And this is what I love about Urban Decay is that they really put thought into which one is a shimmer and which one is going to be strong shimmer or just a very, nice dainty shimmer versus matte. And so, yeah, I really enjoy that about Urban Decay. So let me just get this on here. Okay, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm having a hard time this pigment really picking up, for the base transition color, which is surprising because usually these are pretty pigmented, but I'm having to go in here a couple of times and trying to build up even the transition color, and this is very weird. And I still use, a lot of times when I can't find a good transition color, I have a single by Urban Decay called ABC Bubblegum, and actually, that's a great transition color, but it's not the same texture. I can tell it's not as moist. This is quite dry, which surprises me. Okay. All right. Well, let's just continue. Okay, next I'm going to go in with a small fluffy brush or a crease brush and go into Ghost Town. And I will go ahead and, this is Ghost Town, and I will go ahead and put this in my crease. Okay, I'm glad to see that this one is much more pigmented. Yeah, it may be that shadow. Yeah, I really struggled with it picking up, and but this is more like it. This is more the Urban Decay I'm used to. Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna go in here and get a nice crease color, and I'm just gonna blend this out. I'm just thinking this is pretty reminiscent of the ultraviolet palette, where the colors aren't as moist or, easy to apply as their traditional like 1, 2, and 3. I mean, those were the best. Even Naked Honey and Naked Heat is pretty good. And then I don't know if they changed their formula and the starting with the ultraviolet, but it just feels weird. This is just doesn't feel like Urban Decay, and I know Urban Decay very well. I own practically, no, I do own all of their naked palettes, and I've been using it for years. It's not like, I hit pan with that. So it's not like I don't know the product. I know it very well. And this is just, even though it's blending out well and, it's plain nice, at least this shade is, it just doesn't feel the same. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but I mean, just this, it just doesn't, I don't get that feeling of, oh, my Urban Decay formula, it's just different. It's different. And, sometimes I think really deeply about these things. And I think to myself, could it be a change in my skin? Could it be other, it's not the product, but could it be my skin? Could it be my prep? But not really, because I've used this same prep with my other Urban Decay palettes, even Born to Run. I mean, great formula. And yeah, but this one is like a little bit chalky. Easy to blend, like I said, but just the formula just doesn't feel like Urban Decay. So yeah, but let's continue though, okay? Because it actually is easy to work with. I mean, the first color didn't have much pigment. I think I kind of already swiped it off, tell you the truth. There's a faint color, but yeah. All right. Okay, I'm going to use my angled brush next, and I'm going to go in, normally I wouldn't do this, is with text here, text here on my outer V. Like I said, normally this is not a shade that I would go into my outer V with. Yeah, it is a little bit, not dark, dark is okay, but blue is the problem, right? Because I don't do blue well, but let's take a look and see what happens. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just, I just want to be able to use these textures that I'm questioning. And this is one of the mattes that when I swatched it looked nice, but it felt very chalky. So I really want to use the formulas that I'm questioning right now, because I think these shimmers are going to be fine, but these mattes are a little bit odd. So, okay, enough of talking. And the reason why I went in with my angled brush, you see how I can just tap this on in an angle this way? And instead of trying to get, because I don't want to be out here, I want to be inside. So I just tap this in because I don't, brush off or, blow off my brush. So I just want to make sure that I stay in the line. And also, I'm trying to minimize fallout with this. So I'm just going to tap this in a little bit, and then I will blend after. I will go ahead and blend it. I just want to get that color out here and make sure that it stays in place, okay? And now, same thing here. Okay, definitely these dark colors are pigmented, but when I blend it, I'm gonna see, this is where it can become muddy. And this is the, true test here. When I blend this out, is it gonna be muddy? And this is what I suspect. If anything is gonna go wrong with these colors and the way they felt to me, that it's gonna be muddy. But hopefully that's not the case, that it was just, in my feeling here. So let's go ahead and start blending this a little bit in. Okay. Okay, so far so good. It doesn't look like it's going to get muddy here. Is there going to be enough pigment to hold on where it doesn't become muddy? Because what happens, how it becomes muddy is that the pigments aren't consistent, so the molecules aren't tight enough, so it starts to spread apart. And then whatever is underneath is starting to peek through and giving that muddy look because the pigments aren't strong. And so in this case, it looks like the pigment is holding. Let's just leave that there, fall out there. So, okay. But that's okay. That's okay because it is staying strong. But let's challenge this now. I'm going to actually pick up another brush and challenge this and see if it's going to go muddy on me once I try to spread it a little. But just let me give it another, okay, this is another fluffy angle brush because I don't want to remove the color. I just want to blend it out a little bit. I'm not putting any color on there, and I'm hoping that this does not become muddy at the point where I am blending, okay, because I want to get rid of these, especially this harsh line here. Come in. Okay. All right. No, it's not muddy. Oh, okay, good, 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 good. The pigment's there then. Okay, happy about that. Okay. I just want to blend it and soften it. I don't want to take the color off, so I have to be careful. Okay, I'm going to pick up the same brush that I was using. I'm going to go ahead and push this into the crease just a little bit, okay? So another thing too, I just want to let you know that, you know, the reason why it becomes kind of muddy looking, not only is it the breaking up of the pigments due to, you know, kind of moving it around, but also if you're like me and you have a tendency to maybe like tear, and like I can feel myself tearing. So what I do is I keep a Q-tip nearby, and I'm very careful to keep this part of my eyes dry, because otherwise, you see, it's a little bit moist and it can muddy because you're breaking up the pigments through the moisture. So you have to be really careful when you do that. So just, yeah, just a little hint there. And you wonder, some people say, oh, just my right side is always muddy. It's probably because that's the side that's watering. So you need to look at that as well. It's not always the quality of the shadow. Okay. Okay. And matter of fact, right side, which is this one, is the one that actually, for me, it does tear a little bit. So I have to be really careful when I work on this side. Okay, that's that. And then, okay, I'm happy about that color. I was very suspect of this color, thinking, is this going to be okay? But yeah, I'm happy with it. I mean, it didn't get muddy, which is nice. And it does lend itself to, you know, doing the outer V. Okay, next I want to take this detail blending brush here. And I am going to take a chance of putting this, what is it called, Bud? Yeah, Bud, which is right here, a shimmer, all over my eyelids. Okay, well, mostly in the middle. I'm going to focus like in the middle, all over, but focus in the middle because I do want to actually add other shimmers on the inside. And so again, okay, okay, here we go. That is a shimmer, right? Okay. Okay, and you know, these are colors that's really hard to go on with the brush, but this seems to be okay. It's picking up, yeah, that's nice. I like it. Okay, and I'm not going to go all the way in. I'm going to go like almost all the way in, okay? There we go. And as you notice, there are some fallouts in this. And I'm not surprised because Urban Decay tends to fall out sometimes, especially when you're using these darker colors. And also, you have to remember, I'm testing this without, you know, knocking off anything off my brush. So if you knock things off your brush and just build up little by little by little, you're going to have less fallout, okay? And so just remember that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-dip in here and intensify this. And I'm doing it in layers because I really like how Urban Decay's shimmers, when you layer it on top of, you know, just take your time and layer and layer and layer it, it becomes more intense. And I really like that about the this company. And you can stop here, or you can continue to layer it on top, and it becomes just like, you know, it just, let me see. I'll go one more layer to show you. It's a lot easier to show you. Okay, you see? Now, you see, it's like it becomes more shimmery. Okay, and so you see, okay, and then the thing is, you can't overdo Urban Decay. Well, at least I don't think so. Some people might think, oh yeah, you can, but yeah, no, I don't think so. Okay, so that's that. And at this point, what I like to do is I like to take the brush that I used for my crease, because when you're using something this dark, you're going to lose some of it in a crease. I'm going to take the brush that I used at my crease and just dip in a little bit more, which was Ghost Town, which is here. Just a little bit. I mean, just tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to go ahead and redefine my crease and blend all these colors with it, which is going to give a very nice, like a smoky look when you do this. And take a look. You see how it just like blended everything together nicely. And I haven't finished my inner so I want to do this before I do my inner V, the inner eyelids, because I'm going to use a light color. And when I do that, I don't want this color to kind of mix with it, because I want it to actually pop and stay popped, okay? And so that's that. Okay, next I'm going to use this like a... this is actually a crease brush, you see, but I like how it comes to a point, because I'm going to the inner 1/3 of my eyes, and I need it to be really accurate. And so I'm going to go ahead and hold them. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know when it cut off, but I looked up and it was like off. So hopefully it was at about this time. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and use this Hold 'em on the inner 1/3 using my, in case you didn't see it, here it is. It's my concealer brush. It has a point to it so that way I can get it cleanly inside, okay? And what I'm trying to do is, and I'm using a lot of colors and colors that I don't normally use because I want to give you a good review on this palette, okay? So like I said, Hold 'em here, and I'm going to go ahead and go in with it on the inside 1/3 of my eyelid, and I'm just checking to see how this is picking up the shimmer. Yep, it's doing an okay job. It's not overly, like I said, there's hardly any kick up there. There you go. And just letting you know what it looks like when I put it on there. I put it on both sides of the actual brush. So let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna, okay. Oh, it's actually pretty, oh. It's not that bad. I may have to go ahead and add a little bit more of the blue to give it a little more intensity. I thought I put enough on there, but I think I blended it out. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have a lot of fallout. That's the thing. The weird thing for me is that with Colourpop, there's a lot of kick up and no fallout. This Urban Decay, hardly any kick up, but a lot of fallout. I'm like, what's up with that? How does that happen? You know, I'm gonna have to study that and see, you know, why is that? You know, it's kind of weird. And, you know, maybe the consistency, it might be my brushes, I don't know. But I don't know, because I use this, this is my Sigma set that I usually use, but I do use Luxie a lot with my Colourpop one, so maybe that's it. Okay, finally, what I'm going to do is my little pencil brush here. I am going to go into Cowboy Rick that I've been wanting to do. I've been eyeing this color for a while here, right here. I'm like, ooh, hey, I bet that's a pretty. And I bet it is. Hope I'm not disappointed because I've been looking at it going, oh, that's going to be really nice. So, yeah. And we will, and I'd be right. Oh, this is so pretty. This has got like a hint of lavender. You know, it's not like pure white. It's got a hint of lavender in it. And the color is just so pretty. You know, this is something that I wouldn't mind like putting actually all over my lids and being one and done type of deal. Yeah, this is like really, really pretty. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. And to finish off the look, hold on one second. Yeah, I can also put this, put more of this on after because I need to clean this up. I'm going to show you. Look at the fallout on this. It's like so crazy. It's weird because it only fell out on the right-hand side where my left-hand side didn't. Either that or I can't see it. Okay, the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, because I don't have any other brush in front of me. This one here, this is actually the liner brush, but I'm going to go into this color Standoff, which has got very faint sparkles, and this is what I love. And this is like under the brow. I mean, they specifically put in the palettes under the brow colors, and I love that, you know. It's like, oh, okay, here we go. And, yeah, okay. It's kind of small, but it's okay. It's okay. I just work it here. It's perfect, actually, under the brow. And here we go. I kind of, you know what? I got a little bit of fallout on this visibly because I accidentally dug the, yeah. Oops. Oops. So here we go. And that's that. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, that side looks brighter than the other side, is it? No, it's the light with how I have my lights. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back. Here we are. This is the completed look. What do you think? So before I get into the review of the palette, let me go ahead and let you know what I used. As far as my eyes, you know, all I did was use the Urban Decay palette. But underneath, what I wanted to do is I wanted to give it some depth. And so what I did was I did line it with this Trish McEvoy. And this is, and I believe it's called Midnight something, right? Let me see what the color is called. It is a gel eyeliner in Arabian Nights. And so what I did was I just lined underneath with this color, okay? And then I buffed it out with this side, okay? And that's that. And then I went in with the old brushes from the blue that I used, and I didn't add any additional colors. I just brushed it underneath, okay, as I usually do. And then as far as my mascara is my trusty old waterproof MAC. I think it's time for me to buy another one because it started to clump. It has not been 6 months yet, but it looks like it's ready to go. Okay, and another piece as well. That's it for the eyes, right? Yep. And my foundation is Pat McGrath. And this is actually so easy to go on. What I did today was I put it on with my fingers. I used my fingers, and then with a dry brush, I went back in there and kind of smoothed out some of the places that I needed to, like my, wrinkly forehead. And so that is that. And then as far as my blush, I used the Chanel, and this is called the Jouge Contrast. And it is in the shade of, I want to say rose, is it? Let me look. Let me take a look here because I have a couple of them. And this one is in Rose Initial and number 72. Okay. And how I put this on is I actually use a sponge, bottom of the sponge, and just bounce it on. Okay. And that's the easiest way for me to put it on because it's so intense. Otherwise, I get like way too much in there. And as far as my highlighter, I used my Nars that I recently received in the box, and this was through my Chic box, and I used this side here, and this is the shades are called Jubilation, and so that's that. And then for my bronzer, I use my, as usual, nothing special, Marc Jacobs bronzer. And I really like this. The color doesn't come over. This looks really dark and ashy on film, I noticed. But it has a undertone of like red, And then it's like very nice brown. It's called Tantric. And this is one of the lighter shades of bronzing powder. But it looks kind of like ashy, but it really isn't. And finally, for my lips, this is my Pat McGrath Labs liquid lipstick that just came in my collection. And this one is called Divine Rose. Duh. It's my Divine Rose collection. And so this is what I used on my lips. And I think that's it, right? Did I give you everything I used? And I did. Okay, now let's talk about this. Let's talk about this palette. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and use my scoring thing that I created because it wasn't just for Colourpop, it's also for all of the other things, all the other palettes. God, I cannot look for something and speak at the same time. Anyway, before I get into that, just since this is going up pretty quick on a Sunday afternoon, it should be the sale with Pat McGrath is still going to be going on. It's 25% off almost everything. I mean, everything meaning all the mothership palettes are on sale. And I completed my collection because I was missing that one. And I think I picked it up for $93 versus $125. So now is the time. It's 25% off. The only thing she's not discounting is, of course, the new Divine Rose series. That won't be discounted. But pretty much everything else, the mothership palettes, the some of her other blushes, definitely her lipsticks. I also picked up some lipsticks. I know, but it was on sale. And it was ones that I've been eyeing for a while. And I said, I'll get it when it's on sale. And 25%. I couldn't help it. Okay, so just giving you that piece in case you guys want to run over there and just go ahead and order you something that you've been eyeballing. And I don't want you guys to miss it, okay? Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, this Naked Urban Decay Wild West. And I mean, the color story, to be totally honest with you, color story doesn't scream Wild West to me. It really doesn't. Maybe in a movie's Wild West, I don't know, but I do definitely love the aesthetics, and I love the fact that it's like a snake skin, but I've never seen snake skin to look like this, but that's okay, it's fine. I mean, this is the Wild West. It would not be the Wild West if it wasn't for all of these mattes and warm colors. But what throws me is these two colors here that, this doesn't scream Wild West to me, which is okay. which is fine. This is just me commenting, because when I looked at it, I'm like, this doesn't look really Wild West to me. Wild West Urban maybe, but yeah, but that's okay. So that's that. Let me not get sidetracked. Sorry. Okay, so let's talk about this. The 5-point grading scales. We're using Wildflowers now. Thank you, Casey. And this is like equivalent to 5 stars or 5 thumbs up. But it's 5 Wildflowers because why? For you guys, my beautiful Wildflowers. And so number 1, color story cohesiveness. I kind of just talked about that, right? Is this cohesive? I think it is. It's very cohesive, I think. I mean, Urban Decay is known for their color cohesiveness and how they actually go together, and things that look like they just wouldn't belong in something. Like these 2 colors actually show up very beautifully. I mean, look at this look. I purposely used these 2 colors because I was thinking, how is that going to fit in with the Wild West, this darker, more of a, camel, tan, bronzy, thought that comes into your head when you say Wild West. But so I wanted to use these 2 colors, and it worked out. I think it worked out. You let me know below if you think it's totally crazy, but I like the way it just took the, your boring colors of your golds and browns and camels and taupes and just really gave it a snap, So I didn't think it was cohesive when I first put my eyes on this, but you know what? Urban Decay surprises me again. It is definitely cohesive and it works. So yep, that's a 1 Wildflower. Okay, the second thing is product quality, the texture, kick up, fallout, and blendability. Okay, let's go with texture. The texture is weird, I'm going to be honest, especially in the mattes. It's not what I'm used to. Now, the ultraviolet palette also has the same texture. And like I told you in the beginning, I wasn't too crazy about that palette because formula feels different from, your original Urban Decay. Don't know if the formula changed, but I truly believe in my heart that they did change. Not to say that it's bad, but definitely a change. And sometimes when you change something that works so well for you, you kind of think a negative thing. But I mean, let's take this one thing at a time. Texture is a little weird. It's a little sandy. It's a little gritty for the mattes and not as creamy on the shimmers. I'm going to be honest. It's not as creamy. And I think this is the reason why there is fallout. And because kick up is one thing, you could still have something creamy, but when you put it on the lid, the cream actually melts into your skin and it, prevents the fallout. The whole time I'm putting on my makeup up, I'm trying to figure out why do we have no kick up, but yet we have fallout. Well, even though it didn't kick up, it's in the brush. When you put it on, it doesn't adhere. It doesn't have that creaminess to it like Colourpop may, and then so it's falling out. This is my opinion. This is what I was thinking about when I was working with it. And so, like I said, the texture, I'm gonna give it kind of like a half. Okay, half of a Wildflower. Kick up and fallout, I can't give it anything. So we still have a half. And then blendability, though, is good. It definitely is good. And you know what? For texture, I'm going to give it a quarter to be fair, okay? And then for blendability, I'm going to give it a half. So that'll be 3/4. So that's 1 3/4 so far because I cannot give a complete Wildflower for product quality when the texture is weird. There's definitely no kick up but fallout, which is more important. I don't care if it kicks up here, but I don't like it to fall out because now I know for sure if you guys are the type of people who put on makeup first, put some powder down so that way you can brush it off. Because there's definitely going to be kick up on that. I mean, fallout on this, okay? So, or you could do like I do and just really clean afterwards and then do your face, okay? That's the easiest for me, okay? And then the blendability, it blended very easily. It was definitely blendable. But overall, the product quality, I'm going to give it 3/4. So we have 1 for color story and 3/4 for product quality, okay? And Wildflowers. And next is the product usability. Is this just for an event, occasion specific, or can you use it anytime? I'll be honest with you, I can make tons of looks with this, and I can make a look that's just for work, and you kind of stay in these kind of realm here. along with, you know, a little bit here down like this, and skip all of the bright colors, and you can very well wear it to work. You can even wear it to church, or I can wear it to the mosque. And so I'm going to give it a full Wildflower for that, for product usability. I think that, I mean, one thing Urban Decay is, I think they're just so user-friendly when it comes to, you can use the palette for multiple things, right? And it's not just like one thing, and all you have is like glitter and metal and everything else. No, this is a very nice balance, very usable. Okay, and next, eye unsafe pigment and glitter. You know, I looked this up, and I didn't see anything that actually spoke to that. I looked at the box and everything, and so because I can't find it right now, it's not to say that it's not there, but I just don't know how they would classify that, Urban Decay. So I'm going to have to give it a full Wildflower. So we have 1, 2, 3 3/4 Wildflowers. Now let's talk about the most important thing. Well, for some people, it's the most important thing, a price point. This retails for $49, I believe. $48 or $49. I didn't pay full price for it. I really didn't. Because I usually have a coupon or something. I had a 15% off that I've been saving from Urban Decay. I usually wait till the last minute when I earn these 15% or 20% or whatever from frequent flyer rewards or whatever. I wait till the last minute to use it because I almost used it on something that, you know, I normally get anyway, which is not expensive, but it's, you know, I'm going to hold on to it. And then what I did was I applied it to this. And so I did not pay full price for this. And I rarely pay full price for things like this, unless it's limited edition and I need to get it now. And I don't have a coupon and I can't wait for one. So at price point, $48, $49, I think it's worth it. I have to give it a full, you know, I mean, it's not like a $125 palette. It is definitely 12 different shades. The size of the pan is decent. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to give it a Wildflower, full Wildflower. So this palette actually gets 4 3/4, okay? But like I said, if you are used to the, you know, palettes, Naked 1, 2, 3, as well as the Naked Honey and Heat, it is a little bit different. But if you've used the Ultraviolet, the formula is very similar, if not the same. Okay, they feel the same. So that's what I think about this. And I like the way it was really easy to use. And it's not really crazy colors, even though there's a couple of colors that, you know, that's pop. But you can use it. You can blend it out. Blend it to something that's, you know, not so out there. Or I could have continued to pack it on. I could have also smoked it out much more on the outside with the darker blue here. What color is that? Text. And so, yeah, it's very versatile. And I love the versatility of Urban Decay. And this is why I continue with Urban Decay. I mean, they were the first ones that I fell in love with along with MAC. And they continue to be my favorites. I mean, they've had some duds along the way, I'll be honest. But it hasn't been in the Naked line. I think they're very, very careful because this is what they're known for on how they produce the Naked line. And if they don't think they're going to do well with something, I think they put a different label on it, like Born to Run. That could have easily been a Naked line, right? But instead they put a different brand on it, right? And so it's kind of smart. It's very smart how they do things. And also I noticed that the earlier Urban Decay Naked palettes were made in different places, or assembled in different places, or assembled, let's say, made in the U.S., assembled in the U.S., and the original number 1 was actually made in Germany, and that's, I mean, the first run was, and I had that first run, but that thing is like over 20 years old, so I had to actually declutter it. So, you know, over time, the formula has changed from the very, very first one, but they still maintain a consistency outside of Ultraviolet in this one. But check it out. You know, it's worth it. Check it out. I mean, if you don't want to get it now, understandable. This is going to be a stay core for Urban Decay. It's not limited edition. So, I mean, if you want to wait. And get it when you see it on sale, because you know it's going to go on sale, right? So, or you're going to get 25% off or whatever for your birthday, you get 15% off, save it, and then buy it. So, unless you're, of course, in a hurry to get it. So, that's that. So, my beautiful Wildflowers, I hope this was useful, and I'm trying to think how I'm going to shorten it because I think it's gotten pretty long. And so, yeah, if you have any questions, please put it below. And if you have bought this, and if you used it, and if you have a different experience or similar experience or whatever the case may be, please let me know below. Oh, another thing before I forget, Anna, she asked me what setting spray I use, okay? It all depends on what my foundation is, okay? And so, but I can tell you, hold on 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. I had to grab my setting sprays because you guys are asking. So because I don't powder my, I do not powder my makeup, only sometimes like under the eyes, depending on if I'm using concealer. I don't usually use concealers that much anyway, depending again on how much sleep I've gotten and how much water I've drank. Like today, I'm not wearing any concealer. And so if I am using this Pat McGrath, and this is like a natural look and also kind of a little bit dewy, what I usually do is I use this one here, and I just had to buy a new one, and this is that Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. God, I'm running out of words here, guys. And because I want to keep it dewy, and this is the finish that it gives me, and the natural look, right? And it looks airbrushed. And if I am wearing a matte type of a foundation like my MAC, or if I'm using actually Charlotte Tilbury, the one that I have, that's matte. And if I'm using something like my Beauty Blender, anything that has a matte finish that will allow me to like wear it for like maybe 12 to 14 hours, I use the All Nighter by Urban Decay because this does dry things matte, and I don't want to spray this. I wish they would have a dewy version of this because, I mean, it really, I love this. This is my go-to. This is my holy grail, but I don't want to, you know, mattify such a nice natural look that the foundation gives me, so I don't use it for that. I use this one. And also, I also use this one here, which is the Fix It, the cucumber one. And this is like in a summertime, what I do is like, let's say it's getting a little bit humid, or if I'm a little bit hot and I feel like my face is not like it's starting to come apart, I just have this and I put this on the go. Actually, I have smaller bottles of this. This one I got, I think, on a sale or something, so I bought the big one. Whew, it's dusty, sorry. And so yeah, and this one, this is, I don't use it in the summer. I just spray it, you know, whenever I feel like I need a little bit of moisture. But for setting sprays, I use these two, my holy grails, these two. And so I hope that answered your question, Anna. And so I want to make sure I answer that. And as I go along in these videos, when I remember the questions, I will answer it for you. Otherwise, it's in my notebook and I'll answer it when I intended to answer it, okay? So, my beautiful wildflowers, let me not keep you guys any longer. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my first impression of the new Urban Decay Naked Wild West, okay? And let me know what you think. If you're planning on getting it, you got it, and have you played with it, put it below and let me know, and let's start a conversation. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, if I added any value, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you guys, and I know who you are, please do subscribe, because I see you guys comment and you guys are so kind, and just subscribe and, you know, be part of the wildflower family. So, as I always say, you guys have a good week, because if you're watching this, it's a Sunday, and never sweat the small stuff. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.